Hello, it's Saturday the 30th of July. You're tuned in to our 6 p.m. newscast coming to you from Arirang's news centre in Seoul. It's very good to have you with us. I'm Mark Broom. We are going to start with this sizzling summer heat here in Korea. The combination of vacation season and temperatures soaring well past 30 degrees Celsius has seen expressways to the nation's summer hotspots jam-packed with cars and buses. The main expressways headed south to Busan and east to Gangneung have been moving pretty much, as you can see, at a snail's pace for most of the day as hundreds of thousands of people flee the capital for some fun in the sun. Finding a decent spot on Busan's Haeundae or Gwanghwali beaches among the endless rows of parasols has been proving quite the challenge as well. Water parks and other summer hotspots have also been doing a roaring trade. Now, most of the south of the country is under a heatwave alert, so if you're planning on making the trip on Sunday, be sure to pack plenty of sunblock and water to stay hydrated. Now, China's Defense Ministry has announced it's pushing ahead with plans to develop its own anti-missile system. The surprise move comes amid Beijing's staunch opposition to South Korea's recent decision to deploy a powerful US-made missile defense system to counter North Korea's growing nuclear and missile threats. Kim Min-ji with the details.
It has been confirmed that the Chinese military is developing its own missile defense system. At a recent press briefing, China's Defense Ministry spokesman said developing substantial capabilities for missile defense is necessary for the country to maintain national security. His remarks come in response to recent footage showing Chinese ground-based mid-course defense system successfully intercepting an incoming missile. The so-called GMD system can target and destroy ballistic missiles in space. Although the spokesman said the system is not targeting any specific country and will not affect international strategic stability, it's seen as Beijing's way of showing that it's capable of countering the U.S. Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, or THAAD, which is to be stationed in South Korea by 2017. Seoul and Washington recently announced they would deploy THAAD to Seongju, a county in the southern part of South Korea. China has strongly opposed the deployment, saying it infringes on its security interest, vowing to take necessary action.
We'll closely follow the related actions of the US and South Korea and consider necessary measures to safeguard China's national security.
However, some military experts say there's a wide gulf between US and China in terms of missile defense technology. They say Beijing's system lacks real battle testing, which raises questions about its maturity and reliability. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.
Now, North Korea's exports of natural resources to China that are not subject to UN sanctions spiked in the first 6 months of this year. The Seoul-based North Korea Sources Institute says exports of resources like lead, zinc and copper amounted to slightly over $78 million in the first half, and that's up more than 50% compared to the same period last year. The natural resources are not included on the UN's list of goods North Korea is prohibited to trade. The sanctions were adopted earlier this year after North Korea conducted its fourth nuclear test in January and a long-range missile launch the following month. Now, staying with North Korea, and one of the regime's leader, Kim Jong-un's closest aides, has actually set off for Brazil to attend the opening ceremony of the Rio Olympics. Diplomatic sources say Choi Ryong-hae, a vice chairman of North Korea's Workers' Party, departed Pyongyang on Saturday. Choi will reportedly make a quick stop in Beijing before travelling to Rio for Friday's opening ceremony. Sources say he's expected to stay in Brazil for around a week. North Korea has already sent around 24 athletes to the Olympic Village in Rio. They will compete in 9 events, including the marathon, wrestling, judo, weightlifting and table tennis. Hell on earth. That's how two UN agencies have described the fallout of armed conflicts on around 56 million people around the world. In a report presented to the UN Security Council, the Food and Agriculture Organization and the World Food Programme expressed deep concern over the available food supplies to 17 countries. In particular, they pointed out that nearly 9 out of 10 Syrian refugees in Lebanon require urgent food aid. The worsening situations in Yemen, South Sudan, Burundi and the Lake Chad Basin were also flagged up as humanitarian crises. Europeans have identified immigration and terrorism as their two main concerns, leaving other issues like the economy and unemployment in a distant third and fourth. Polling more than 30,000 people in 34 European countries and regions, the European Commission survey found that almost half, 48%, cited immigration as one of the two most important issues facing the EU. Terrorism was cited by 39% of respondents. In the same survey conducted just 18 months ago, unemployment was the main concern, followed by the economic situation. The latest poll also found more than a quarter of Europeans have a negative image of the EU, and only a third said they trusted the Union. Now, on a lighter note, nearly 7 out of 10 Koreans enjoy playing video games on a regular basis. According to a survey of over 3,000 people by the Korea Creative Content Agency, 68% of respondents said they played video games. Of the total, 60% said they played mobile games, followed by 38% that played online games. The majority of respondents said they played games simply to pass the time, while others cited reasons such as just to have fun and to relieve some stress. A separate survey on some 600 parents found that more than half think mobile games get in the way of their children's studies. Now, pork products grown on so-called animal welfare farms in Korea have become the latest to receive animal welfare certification. These farms provide cool, stress-free environments for pigs as part of broader efforts to ensure farmyard animals are treated much better these days. Lee Min-young with the details.
This is a pig farm in Gyeongsang-namdo province. The ground is cushioned with rice husks and is unseasonably cool. There is even classical music playing.
The pigs stay active and eat less feed, improving meat quality and promoting more efficient growth.
A farm this size can normally raise over 4,000 pigs, but this one chose to limit its animal population to 2,500 and give its pigs more space instead. The farm was certified as an animal welfare farm in June and produces what the Pohang Pig Farming Association is calling animal welfare certified pork.
We see this as an opportunity to provide consumers with safer food while allowing farmers to reap higher profits.
Certifications have been given for other kinds of meat, but this is the first in the country for pork. In order for the final product to be sold with an animal welfare certification mark, slaughterhouses must also minimize injuries and pain during transport and slaughter. The president of the Farming Association believes this will give the local livestock industry a more competitive edge, especially in a market of increasing meat imports. Lee Min-young, Arirang News.
Now, the last weekend of July is already upon us, and you might be looking for some ways to enjoy summer in Korea. For a look at a firework festival in the eastern port city of Pohang, where thousands have been gathering to enjoy their weekend with a blast, Oh Soo-young reports.
One way to refresh after a hot and humid work week could be to watch some spectacular fireworks by the beach. The Pohang International Light and Fire Festival takes place every July and is now in its 13th year. The streaks of light against the pitch-black sky and the echoing crack. For many locals, it never gets old. It almost makes you forget about the heat and humidity.
I live nearby, so I come here every year. But every time, it's amazing. Just beautiful.
Hundreds of visitors have been counting down the hours to enjoy the dazzling display, their excitement building up with a street parade that led the day into night.
We had so much fun looking at the dancing and the parade. I hope lots of people come here too and make fantastic memories.
Busking performances really pumped up the atmosphere with some lively beats and dancing.
The festival lasts till Sunday, beginning at 7 p.m. So for those in the upper parts of the country, there's still time to make a quick getaway for the weekend.
The International Fireworks Show will feature exquisite displays from Korea, Italy and Taiwan, alongside cultural exchange performances, and there'll be a DJ party where you can dance the night away. On the final day, don't miss the food fair and the mega water fight before the last barrage of fireworks go off at 9. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News, Pohang.
Now finally, as we like to do at this time on a Saturday evening, we are going to take a look at the weather, and we have another steamy night in store with high levels of humidity and the low only going to dip to 24 degrees Celsius in Seoul. Sunday will bring similar conditions to today with plenty of sunshine and highs nationwide in the low to mid 30s. With that, let's take a look at the weather in Korea and around the world. Well, that's all we have for now. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday wherever you're watching us, and stay tuned to Arirang TV. We'll be back with our next newscast. That's coming up at 10 p.m. Korea time. So until then, goodbye.